Thank you, Ms. Kilmer. Dr. Sahoyan, distinguished guests, faculty, parents, relatives, friends, and, most importantly, fellow members of the class of 2016. When I learned that I would have the honor of speaking to you this morning, my first feeling was terror. What could I possibly say to you all that would not be totally presumptuous, somehow embarrassing, or utterly boring? I'm certainly not in a position to teach any life lessons. I'm 18 years old. I've never had a real job. I've never held political office. I've never been to war. In fact, I've only been allowed to cross the street by myself for about 6 years. As my parents remind me frequently, I mostly have no idea what I'm talking about. Reflecting on this lack of wisdom and experience, I thought I would instead make this speech a personal one. There are unique things about pretty much everyone in this class. I want to talk for a few minutes this morning about one thing that is unique to me. I was born profoundly deaf, and my experiences growing up deaf, and particularly being a deaf student here at CGPS, have taught me a few important lessons. And this morning, I'd like to share 3 of them with you. So, lesson number 1. If any of you have met my mom, she's, how should I say it, an involved parent. From the day I was born until this very moment, as I stand here on this stage speaking to you, she has been in a constant state of worry. I'm not going to lie. This is a quality that has proved mostly annoying to me, but actually has resulted in some positives. When she brought me home from the hospital, she almost immediately suspected something was wrong. My older brother, Brian, then 2 years old, was always making a racket, running around, screaming, breaking things. Pretty much the same way he behaves now when he's home from college. But I seem to notice none of it. My mom voiced her worry to my dad, who of course thought she was crazy. He banged pots and pans behind my head, and when I startled, probably from the vibrations, he declared that all was fine. Fortunately for me, my mom did what she usually does. She ignored him completely. And took me for a hearing test. I failed. As a result, as an infant, I was able to begin speech therapy and get hearing aids and eventually cochlear implants. And that early start makes all the difference for deaf children. So lesson number 1, trust your gut. As my mom proved, following your instincts is usually a good plan of action. Even when the crowd is trying to drown you out, hold fast to what you truly believe in. Mom, thanks for trusting your gut. And, although I never thought I'd say this, thanks for being so neurotic. Lesson number 2. Scene cut to the grammar school, 6th grade science class. We are studying the circulatory system, and my teacher announces that we are going to use stethoscopes to count our heartbeats. As someone who, every time she gets a new iPhone, has to give away the complimentary earphones to her brother, I knew I wouldn't be able to use the stethoscope. So I sheepishly approach the teacher and say, I can't use a stethoscope, so it'd be okay if I just use my fingers to count my pulse. He says, why? I say, well, I'm deaf. He says, wow, do your parents know? Do my parents? Yeah, I think they do. Initially, I felt proud that I had made it through most of the school year, hiding from my teacher and pretty much everyone else that I was deaf. I was afraid people would judge me, so I used every trick I knew to hide it. Lip reading, faking I was following conversations when I couldn't, and everything else. But as I've had years to reflect on it, I'm actually just embarrassed. Not for what I had hidden, but for the fact that I had felt the need to be dishonest about myself. What did it matter that he didn't know? At the end of the day, I still am deaf. So lesson number 2, be yourself. As that great 21st century philosopher, Taylor Swift, once wrote, haters gonna hate, hate, hate. If people want to hate or judge us, that's their issue, not ours. It took me a while to learn that. Lesson number 3. Like most unfortunate teens, I had an awkward stage. Through middle school up to my earlier years in the prep school, I endured metal braces, glasses, and frizzy hair, even on non-humid days. I was insecure, and as you can see from how I felt when my teacher forgot that I was deaf, I was trying to be someone that I was not. Now, as I look back 4 years later, I am not the same person. Why is that? As I reflect back, it's mostly because of my experiences here at CGPS. The faculty, and most importantly, my fellow members of the class of 2016, have helped me grow up and become who I am today. There was no specific time where things changed for me. It happened in a million different moments. Like when Coach Chappelle made me, in 8th grade, defend a Staten Island Academy senior who was twice my size in a state soccer tournament game. And when Miss Cusick encouraged me, who had no experience, to get up on the stage and act in the senior play. And just last week, when I didn't hear my name being called at the sports awards dinner, and they had to call me up again, and when I sat down, my friend said, "Classic Allie." I was lucky enough to have teachers and classmates who pushed me, who supported me, and who laughed with me. So lesson number 3, which is the biggest lesson that I've learned, is the importance of community. All of you are responsible for helping me grow and develop into the person I am today. So, as we look onward to next year, we face the prospects of new cities, new schools, new people. And we're going to have to face all of that without each other. So, I just have one small favor to ask of everyone here. This would be just for a few weeks, just until I can get settled, not forever. Could you all just come with me to college? Okay, I guess that probably won't work. Like everyone in the class of 2016, I am both excited and scared for what comes next. But we all know that we're prepared to face these challenges. And that's because we've been fortunate enough to have spent years at this amazing school. So I feel that I am confident enough on the first day of college to go up to a complete stranger and say, "Hey." That person may become my best friend, or she may look me up and down and say, "Get away from me." But at least I have the confidence to try, something that I didn't have years ago. So, class of 2016, I think we're ready. Ready to find new people who can put up with us, while we still incessantly Snapchat and text the people here today. Let's not look at today as an ending. Today is an extending. An opportunity to find more people who appreciate us for who we are, while still keeping these people and their lessons with us. So, in short, you all are never getting rid of me. I want to thank the CGPS community, faculty, teachers, friends, and family. I wish you all the best of everything. Stay in touch. Thank you.
Good.